The holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears a crown. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, sweet singing in the choir. I'm only singing the one verse on that one because there's an awful lot of verses. And I only like to sing the parts that I know the words to. So I don't have to sit and be looking down at my phone with the rest of the words, because you can find all the words on the internet, but I've never sang these songs since I was a child. Maybe if I had been singing them later on in years, I might have still remembered all the verses, but I don't. But anyway, I am knitting my friend's cardigan. I've been doing this all morning. I knitted last night and I didn't quite get up to the armholes. It is now just after 2. Because you know, over night time I do tend to slow down with my knitting, because I do like to watch things on my computer and that, and sometimes I get interested and, you know, I'm watching something and I want to really keep an eye on it, so my knitting ends up like that for a few minutes while I'm watching whatever's going on. So I didn't quite get up to the armholes, which I was hoping to, which meant I wouldn't have needed to do any of this until after lunchtime. But seeing as I didn't get done what I wanted to do, I'm just working on this until it's finished, and I'm not working on anything else until it's done, because I do want it done for tomorrow night to give to my friend, and then I can just forget about it. And with this one, what I do is I count up the bubbles. When I've done the first one, get it to the length that I want, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I count up the bubbles, and there are 24. I need 24 bubbles all together to get up to the armholes. And I am on, this is the 19th bubble I'm on to at the moment. And you know, this one is it's an annoying one to measure, because I can measure this, see it measures 15 inches. And then I do that row where you drop four rows down, and you knit the 5th row down. So you're knitting 5 rows all together. So it pulls it down. It might have measured 15 inches, but when I come to measure it again, after I've done that row, it only measures 14.5 inches. So you keep going down and up and down and up until you get up to the length you want. That's the way this one works. That's why it takes so long as well, because there's a lot more rows to the inch. It's not so bad children's ones, you know, the very small ones you do, because you don't have as much width and length and all that to do it. But when you come to the adult ones, it does take a lot longer to knit because of the stitches, having to drop them down. That one, it's only 1 row in 6, but that 1 row does take you a lot longer than a normal row to knit across. And you know, it's very dark again today. It's been dark for the last few days. We've had hardly any light. So I had to put my light on again to do my videos, and while it's okay, but it's much better with natural light instead of the light. That's why when it is dark, I tend to sit here, so you have the light from the window behind me. Helps it helps the quality of the video, because if I'm sitting on my settee or somewhere like that and I don't have any light behind me, it still looks a bit darkish, or not quite as, the quality's not quite as good. Look at it that way. So anyway, like I'm saying, I'm doing what I can because I want to get this cardigan finished for my friend. But I have been on my computer all morning again, but I've just been listening. It's a site, it's called listenthebook.com, something like that, where I get audiobooks, and they're just free there. Anyone to just print in, you know, what you might want to watch, or you can look up. There's different genres like children's, science fiction, all sorts of things. You can just click on one of those and it'll show you all the different books I have in it. I was watching Moonfleet and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I finished that quite a while ago. I've listened to a couple of other ones, mostly children's ones, but I'm now in the middle of Wuthering Heights. I have seen the film. I think I've only seen one. I think there's only one film I know of. I'm not certain actually, but I've only seen it the once. I thought I'll listen to the book, and the book's quite interesting actually. Not a lot like what I remember of the film, but the one I'm listening to at the moment is what's called a dramatic one, where there's a lot of people. One person's reading the story, but each time it comes to a different person who's saying something. There's a different person saying that. Like if there's a woman saying something, there's a woman's voice says her part, and then so on, like people do on the stage, you know, but it's just reading a book, like. So I'd recommend that to anyone to, you know, if you just want to sit and listen to something on your computer instead of watching things on your computer. I get more done because if I'm watching things on my computer, I tend to stop knitting to watch something in particular. But if you're just listening to a voice, somebody telling you the story, and that, it's a lot better that way. Anyway, that's just what I've been doing. I haven't done any more of the other things I have to be knitting, but when I do start knitting my own things, I'm going to replace one sweater at a time as I knit one. Like I do have some grey this colour. I'm going to do a grey one to replace the one I have with cables on, because it is starting to fray around the cuffs, and I don't know, probably used to caught them on something, I think at some time or other, I don't know, but they do need replacing anyway because they're years old, and the wool nowadays is not as good as it used to be years ago, because I have some sweaters and cardigans that must be about 25 years old, and they're in better condition than the ones that I knit nowadays because of the type of wool. The wool, there's no pilling at all on them, and they were just cheap wool that actually were bought from Aldi's a lot of years ago when they first started selling wool, and when Aldi's first came to this country actually. And the wool was so much better. It's all acrylic. But like I'm saying, there's no pilling, there's no bits of fluff like this one I'm wearing has. I can see little bits of fluff sticking out all over it. This was Aldi's wool as well, but it's not as old as the older cardigans I have got. And I have noticed, like this one I'm wearing, it's just you can see, it's just what you call a mock 1x1 rib. It's you knit one row, knit one, purl one, and the wrong side is a purl row. You just purl all the way across, that's it. And while it fitted quite well when I first made it, but it does loosen up and slacken up after a while, and now I could do with, you can see how I can fold that much. That's how much bigger it is on me. It looks like it's okay, but it is quite wide. I could do with a little bit smaller sweaters actually. Not that I'm any smaller, just the wool just does not keep its shape like it used to. Look at it that way. So I'm going to have to knit, when I knit things for myself, I'm going to have to knit maybe a few less stitches just so it doesn't stretch like what these ones do. But that's as soon as I knit one to replace another sweater, I'm going to put that old one into one of those charity bags. So I've got quite a few to get rid of actually, because I keep them in It's in the bottom. I pile all my sweaters and cardigans on the bottom part of my wardrobe, and I just pile them up to the height to where the other clothes that's hanging on the thing, so it doesn't touch them. That's as far as I've got. A couple of wardrobes like that, and they are just getting full and full with all the ones I've been knitting in there. They've been there for years and years, and I need to get rid of some of them just to knit some new ones to replace them. But I can't keep knitting them and adding them to them because there's not enough room in my wardrobes and things for them anymore. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do, and I am just knitting what I can. And if you notice, I did manage to get a little bit more music on my signature tune part this morning on my video. I've been going through the videos I got from that site. I can't remember the exact name. It was Pixar something. But I'm going to go through them again, and because I had to go through one or two little songs and put them through YouTube to find out whether there was any copyright on them. And I went through two this morning before I found this one, the Holly and the Ivy, that there was no copyright on this one, but two other ones I put up, there was copyright on them. And that's what I do. I just put a few seconds up, maybe it's about 10 seconds. And as soon as it comes to the check part, when it goes through YouTube, as soon as it comes through the check part on it, it comes up as ineligible. So I know there's copyright on it, and I just delete it there and then. And that's what I do to find out whether there's any copyright on any of them. So I'm going to go through the whole lot, probably tomorrow sometime after I finish this cardigan. I'm not doing anything until I finish this cardigan. But I'm going to go through the whole lot, putting them up on YouTube like that, and saving the ones that haven't got any copyright on and just deleting the ones that have, and go back on that site again and those songs that I'm getting rid of to see if I can find a different variation of them where that's not copyrighted. All the ones that seem to have copyright on, I think, are made by the same person, because it's always this really good piano playing that comes on that all seem to be copyrighted. So it seems to be one person was putting songs up on that site that the music company have decided to copyright, because probably of how good they are. That must be what it is, whereas they can sell them. That's what it's for. And I'd also like to thank anyone who has put a small donation into my PayPal account. A lady called Daisy has. And thank you very much, Daisy, for that donation. And she did mention that she wanted to put wanted to thank me, but she couldn't find the thing on my channel where you have a thank you thing. It goes through YouTube itself. Or I don't have membership things like that, because I don't want people to have to pay on memberships to watch my videos. They're free for anyone that wants to watch. I'm not happy about doing membership things and that like that, because I'm quite happy with what I get off YouTube from the adverts and everything, and I don't have the thank you thing on YouTube either. I have a PayPal account if anyone wants to make a donation. There is a link to that on my channel, but I don't like them things on YouTube, because YouTube do keep 30% of whatever is paid into it. That's why they're on, because YouTube make money out of those donations as well and that. So that was just to thank anyone who has put because I do get a donation now and again in my PayPal, and just to thank anyone who puts anything in, particularly Daisy, who did yesterday. So that is my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and bye for now. I'll catch you tomorrow with maybe another song in my introduction video.